Okay, what a weekend I had. I first, let's go back to, I think it was Thursday of last week when I went to Julian's auction house, I guess it's called Julian's Auctions, and checked out everything. So I saw MJ's wig sitting there, and I thought to myself, I would want that wig. And I know a lot of you would get mad, but the thing is, I'd probably at least have to try it on, because the thing is, I'm hating my short hair these days, and so I started thinking, but I could buy a wig. So in my lunch half hour today, I went and bought a wig, and yeah, I'm not sure if I'll wear it out, but occasionally I might do some videos. Can you see the black in it? There were many cool things at that auction. I mean, not just MJ things. There was, if you saw the video that I made of what I saw, there were Beatles autographs there, and there was Frank Sinatra's clothes and Sammy Davis's vest, and Duke Ellington and Elvis Presley, and big section of the Ramones, and anyhow, it was pretty cool. One of the things I notice when I go to these MJ events is I'm always told what I'm not supposed to be doing. If I'm talking to this one, then I shouldn't be knowing those, and if I'm an MJ fan, I wouldn't be going to Julian's auction. And you know what? I went to the Grammy Museum when they featured his stuff because I wanted to see what they had. And why wouldn't I want to go and see what he had? It's like going to a museum and it's free. So anyhow, that's my take on that. The thing that comes up, obviously, at the anniversary of his death, are a lot of emotions for people. And one of the best things that I did for myself was go see This Is It. It was a midnight showing. It was mostly people that had been at different events during the course of the day. You know, they were mostly people from the MJ fan clubs. It was so good to see that movie again on the big screen with the wonderful sound system, because, you know, I'll admit it, I've watched it a few times since I've bought it, after seeing it a few times in the movie theaters when it came out. But it loses something on the small screen with my not so good sound system. And to hear it in that sound, oh guys, you gotta get them to play it again in the movie theaters and go see it one more time. It was just so, and with this crowd, that audience, thank you so much, everybody who was there, because it was just such a wonderful audience, just loving him. You could feel the love. You could absolutely feel the love, and people clapped after every song as if it was a concert. It was a great experience. One of the, well, actually, there's a few things I want to say. Somebody, you know, I get messages that I have not hardly been on the computer at all, like in and out, off and on, you know, because I work at a job for 9 hours a day, and then I commute for 2 hours a day, and I've been doing these activities. So when I'm home, oftentimes I've got to get to real family type stuff, and that's the priority. Okay. Something stuck in my mind. Somebody left a comment or messaged me about the garbage pail at Forest Lawn. You know, they pointed out that I think at a certain point near the end of the video that I made, there was a garbage can sitting on the lawn, and you know, they went coinkadink, you know, and I'm just like, but what does the garbage pail represent? I mean, I remember the first trial or preliminary or whatever it was when Conrad Murray was in court, people kept pointing out the garbage pail, but I don't know what it represents, so I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. So if anyone knows what the garbage pail means, let me know. I'm just babbling because I want to get this all out, because I've got to color my hair. That's one of the reasons why I'm wearing the wig. Earth Song. Somebody sent me a wonderful article about how MJ wrote, how Earth Song came to him, and I'm going to try to find it. You know, I'm going to try to copy and paste it and put it underneath so that you all can read it. I'd like to share it all with you because it was just beautiful. And the more I think about it, the more I think that whatever he's trying to do has to, here we are going back to the environment, but I think it has to do with our ecological system, the environment. And I think that's where, you know, after reading that article, I think that's where he was going, because let's think about this realistically. He was in that circle at the end of This Is It, and as far as he knows, he had 50 tours lined up to do with this group of people, and he said 4 years. We've got 4 years to get it right. He said we've got 4 years to get it right. He didn't know that, why would he be telling that group of people we have 4 years to get it right? And then right before he does Earth Song, and I can't remember, but I know it dawned on me while I was watching it. He says, "This is it," and then Earth Song. I wish I could remember how it. Go back and watch it and tell me what it was that exactly happened. But he says, "This is it," and then Earth Song starts, and it's almost like that's the message, And then Brandon Howard just did an interview with Pearl Jr. It was a wonderful interview. If you haven't watched it, go to Pearl Jr.'s channel and check it out. He says at one point, and I can't remember what it was she asked him, but he says, I don't believe people, I'm going to screw this up, but I don't believe people, when people die, he never used the word die. He said, I think people's energy just spreads. It just transfers somewhere else. I don't believe they're gone. And yeah, there's many levels to what he's saying, but I think he's either a believer, he believes, or he's a knower. I think MJ's alive and he either believes it or he knows it, or he is it. So one of the things that came up, I hung out with a really good friend who I met at the courts, and we spent a lot of time over the weekend together. And when I met her, she was convinced he was dead, and for the most part she's still convinced he was dead, although she's a little bit more open to the fact that maybe he's still alive. And it was an emotional weekend for her because she still leans towards being dead. So let me give you a couple pieces of information that happened with her. The first one is when we were at Forest Lawn, we actually went there last week or 2 weeks ago, and we were talking to a security guard who was trying to explain how MJ was buried underneath the, I keep calling it a casket. It's not a casket, but that big thing that looks like a statue or a big slab or whatever, that he's actually underneath. So we went around the building, and it doesn't make sense, because if he's under one particular window, which we know he is, then how could he, then the next level down is not the underneath. The next level down has got another window. It's hard to explain. You'd have to be there, but so she went to a different security guard, and she asked him about it. Now, I know this is hearsay. You're hearing it from me. I heard it from her, and she heard it from a security guard who might not even work there on a regular basis. He might have just been hired for the day. But she said, explain to me again, is MJ underneath on an underneath level, or is he on the ground level? And the security guard said to her, and she said it floored her the way he said it. What makes you think MJ's there? He's not here at all. So anyhow, like I said, that's hearsay. I wouldn't lie to you. She wouldn't lie to me. But did he lie to her? Who knows? At one point, she got a little upset with me, and she's like, she was getting a little emotional. It was after This Is It, and she goes, Ann, what's it going to take? What's it going to take for you to believe he's dead? At first it was if Conrad Murray gets arrested. Well, we all know, yeah, he got arrested, but he's just as free as could be. He's dancing at weddings. He's riding on rides at Disneyland. So that really didn't convince me. So he's been arrested, but he's still out, and he's still free. So will Michael Jackson be back in July like a lot of people think? For a long time I thought so. That's one of the reasons I had to get my book out so soon. I wanted my book to come out before he came back. And by the way, for tonight only, actually for all of today, but I'm just getting the news. It's another $8.99 special, and I'll post that link underneath. If you've been meaning to buy my book and you just haven't gotten around to it, and you buy it tonight, you'll get it for $8.99. So anyhow, there is also so I'm thinking. I said to her, well, people say he's going to come back in July, but as I said that, I thought, they keep pushing the trial back, and it's almost like they're not ready for something. And I read a comment today under a TMZ posting. Somebody said, I work in the court system, and I have never seen anything like this. I think we don't have a long time to go, because once the court case happens, well, he's either got to come back, or the trial's got to have. The trial's going to resolve it. Either he'll come back, or Conrad Murray's going to go to jail. So if he goes to jail, I will believe that he's dead and gone at that point. But I'm almost hoping for some sort of musical, like musical production of the court case, some kind of. But I know that that's taking everything too lightly. It's just my little fantasy that I have going. And speaking of B. Howard, people keep wondering if he's his son, and occasionally I wonder that myself. Occasionally I wonder if he's MJ.